Welcome to the TAMU Morning Show. My name is Mirna Rodriguez, and today we'll be interviewing the cast of Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. In Sister Act 2, in this sequel, Dolores Van Carter is surprised by a visit from her nun friends, including Sister Mary Patrick and Sister Mary Lazarus. It appears Dolores is needed in her nun guise as Sister Mary Clarence to help teach music to teens at a troubled school in hopes of keeping the facility from closing at the hands of Mr. Crisp, a callous administrator. Can Dolores shape the rowdy kids into a real choir? Here we have Sister Mary Clarence from Sister Act 2.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm so excited.
Here, actually. Okay, first we need to evaluate this scene. Check that out.
No trouble. Thanks, sir. Hey, Father Thomas, what's happening?
Well, what's happening is I've been sent to give you a message, like I'm working for Western Union instead of the Roman Catholic Church.
Well, don't tell me you have to sing it.
Oh, that's very funny. I'm sure you still won't be as humorous after you talk to Father Maurice, who wants to see you right now.
Sister, during school hours, we are responsible for the children. They can't go on a field trip without parental consent.
Okay, I'll buy that. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. It will never happen again.
Indeed it won't. Because right now, authorized or unauthorized field trips are canceled.
Well, why?
Sister, in a very, very short time, St. Francis will close for good. I'd like that time to be safe and pleasant for everyone concerned.
Oh my God, that was quite a scene, Mary Clarence. Okay, well, first of all, I have some questions for you about that scene. Talk to us about the scene at the senior adult day here, Happy Seniors Day.
Well, actually, that scene was quite interesting. I decided, to take out the students on a field trip. And that way it can be sort of a motivation for them. They can go ahead and, and know that even us as nuns, we too can be, hip, as the kids call it, or be, more into music too.
Culture and all that.
And exactly, yes.
Okay, well, I have a second question for you actually. Would you have done the same thing as a real life teacher? I mean, taking the students without a permission slip?
No, of course not. Definitely not. That's a no-no right there.
Definitely.
Because, no, imagine that. I mean, first of all, having the kids without not informing their parents, I mean, that could maybe, I think, even lead to, like, kidnapping charges or something.
Definitely.
And no, so to answer your question, that's a definite no.
Well, now we go on to our students asking them some questions. Guys, we're back. Here we have Maria and Rita from Sister Act 2. But first, let's analyze this clip.
The heck Sister Mary Clarence does this performs night after night in Vegas. How does she do it? She's used to all this. We're the nervous wreck. Yeah, all these people.
Face?
We're watching this clip. Now we're going to start off with some questions. Maria,
Yes.
first question. What do you think of knowing your teacher was a Las Vegas headliner?
Oh my God, it was definitely very shocking for us. Well, not only for me, but the whole audience and the group. Knowing that our teacher was a headliner for Las Vegas, it's very shocking and disguising herself as a nun. A nun is a very religious figure. So. But eventually, she was a very noble person. She taught us a lot of things, and to become a better person.
Okay. All right, Rita, let's see. What do you think about that?
Well, I definitely agree with Maria. It was a shock for everyone involved. But I strongly believe that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters where you're going.
Good point right there. Okay, going back to you, Rita. Another question. Her being a headliner, would you consider that breaking the code of ethics for teachers?
Of course, it's definitely a little bit inappropriate for someone who's supposed to be seen as a role model and perfect. But in the end, despite everything she did, she taught us a lot of things.
Point, Rita. Okay, let's go with Maria. Same question I asked Rita. Her being a headliner, would you consider that breaking the code of ethics for teachers?
Well, definitely. You know why? Because how can she have become a teacher from day to night? She needed a certification. I think she would have gotten in very serious trouble. You know, she could have jeopardized her job and everything else. You know.
Good response, Maria. Now let's go to commercial and we'll have the three guests together and ask them a question. We're back and here we have our three guests. First of all, we're going to start off asking Sister Mary Clarence the question of, what is called too much to cover in a sex ed class?
Well, of course, to be blunt, I don't think too much to cover would be like naming exactly the sexual positions, and you're not going to go in there and you know, give them the whole kumasatra thing. So I think that would be too much, definitely. But it's always important to remember that what you do want to cover is you do want to cover the, you know, make them aware of the sexual diseases that are out there. And of course, the most important to us as being in the Catholic religion would be the key of abstinence.
Remember, kids,
so,
abstinence
is the key to prevent any sexual diseases, definitely.
Amen, sister.
Amen.
Okay, a question for all of you three. What do you think of having to raise money for all your music instruments?
Well, if we wanted to go to the competition, so we wanted to do the event to raise money, we weren't going to stop there. And it was a really fun event. We didn't mind doing it, and it was also a really fun scene to shoot.
What do you think,
Well,
Maria?
just how she said, you know, it was very fun, even though it was a lot of hard work. We put our minds to it, and we were able to you know, we were able to raise all the money that we needed.
Yes, and I was so glad because it is such an issue right now, not just in the movie settings to what we played, where you did see, but it is a real life issue out there with schools where right now there's a lot of schools that are having trouble funding some of those clubs. And I think it is very important, especially the music, when it comes to music, to have the kids interact more with that. It not only helps them, you know, to develop more of an understanding, and it gets them more involved in actually making the learning like more fun. So yeah, so definitely it is something that as you see, we had to actually make the concert. In the movie, we had to make up the, you know, sing, the nuns helped, you know, sing out to the community, and that helped
through your fundraiser, right?
Through the fundraising, and the community helped us out a lot, and we were able to go to the competition because of that.
Well, I'm glad I had you all as a guest today, and well, we're gonna go to show you all a clip of how they raised the fundraiser, and that is it about the show for today.